This week on C Plus News Time, it's me guys, Michael B. Jordan from the movie Creed. Boy, I sure can't wait to shoot the sequel, Creed 2, Creedier. Just kidding, dummies, it's me, Chad White. I'm the host of News Time. Yeah, I wish I was Michael B. Jordan too. It's the most scariest time of the year, and you know what that means. Candy, movies, and snuggling up with Boo. Since I only have access to 2/3 of those, I'll let you guess which ones, I thought it best to cover some of my favorite horror comedy movies and why they make the whole genre worthwhile. I'm sorry, I can't do this. Do we really need to have themed episodes, Ron? I mean, no. You don't tell me what to do, you dumb son of a... Oh my god, what happened to the lights? Things are getting a little spooky. I sure hope I don't get as scared this week on News Time. Eek! What was that? Oh, haha, very funny, Ron. You bought a fake rat to run across my feet? What? Ah!
It's C Plus News Time. Delivering to you the news you didn't know about, the news you didn't care about, and the news you didn't know you cared about. With host, Chad White. Now, here's that host, Chad White.
Trick or treat, smell my butt. Oh my gosh, you gave me nuts. Welcome back to C Plus News Time. I'm your host, Chad White, and this is the comedy news you didn't know about for the week of October 23rd, 2017. My wrists are falling asleep right now. If you're a fan of horror movies, you know there are a multitude of subgenres that come with it. Supernatural, B-movies, gory, cult, monster, slasher, and teen screams are a few of the most known. But more recently, horror movies have fallen into a different camp. Comedy. Otherwise, why the heck would I make an episode of News Time about horror? I feel like I should explain what constitutes a horror comedy, but I also feel like you're smart enough to devolve the term on your own. How about this? I'll meet you halfway. Horror is a type of film meant to scare you. See? Now you can infer the other half for yourself. Comedy residing within horror is no foreign concept. In fact, the practice dates as far back as the 20s and 30s with movies like The Invisible Man and The Haunted House with Buster Keaton. Hey Ron, why is this video all silent? Usually I can hear the audio in the studio. Silent movie, who the heck would watch that? So horror comedies have been around for a long time. But for a period, there weren't a lot of memorable or halfway decent movies in the subgenre. Up until the 70s, no one really tried mixing horror and comedy. It wasn't until the early 80s that a bunch of probably coked up directors said, yeah, let's do that, putting together any ideas they could. An American Werewolf goes to London? Yes. Busters, whose sole purpose is to hunt ghosts? You bet. A mall where robot security guards go on a sort of chopping spree? How did that get made? While 80s producers, writers, and directors were filled with inspiration, their 90s counterparts tried their darndest to keep up. After 1993, however, they slowed down. The 2000s attempted to recapture the same healthy amount of choices, albeit in a franchise sense. That's when we got four straight scary movies, and only 2 of them are watchable. Scooby-Doo, Bratz, My Super Sweet 16, they all received their warranted adaptations. And of course, horror comedy mainstay franchises like Scream, Halloween, and Citizen Toxie marched forward into continued existingness. But it wasn't until 2010 that the world will become reinterested with the subgenre. Many would attribute the newly acquired thirst for horror comedy to the Tyler Labane, Alan Tudyk star Tucker and Dale versus the Forces of Evil. They're not wrong. The indie comedy showed at all the cool festivals as well as reviewed well enough to garner interest for a sequel. However, let's not forget a true sleeper hit in Piranha 3D, which featured many comedy actors, including young Adam Cordero of Torque fame. The trend to upheave the subgenre would continue. A new Fright Night put Anton Yelchin in the spotlight during a year with not-so-spotlightish movies, while also giving Colin Farrell an outlet to be weird. The Cabin in the Woods twisted viewers' minds with all the crap that went down, and even movies like Warm Bodies led the charge by mixing in other tropes and genres like romance along with this horror elements. Horror comedy was becoming viable again. It proved necessary too. Many creative types took advantage of this newly formed movie brand. Writers Ian Brennan and Lee Wannell thought what it would look like if children were to take over a public school and they were the ones to become zombies. zombies in Cooties. Jeff Bonilla would write and direct his first project with his longtime short for girlfriend, Aubrey Plaza, making her a hot zombie in life after Beth. The entire landmass of New Zealand took a more intimate approach with Housebound and what it'd be like to be under house arrest while being haunted by... who knows? You'll have to watch to find out. And this was 2014 alone. I also want to give a shout out to Krampus for being such ridiculous fun. But these are only a handful of the astonishing movies in horror comedy's history. Other superb discoveries await, like The Finals Girls, a movie with the goal of defining the genre while also redefining it. And trust me, it makes sense. Go watch the movie. Like any other genre, though, there is a heaping helping of crap. Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse did nothing to further horror comedy, nor did it try to do anything new. Meet the Blacks in a Haunted House tried to recapture Scary Movie's spotlight, but both could barely recapture their budget at the box office. And Yoga Hosers should definitely be Kevin Smith's last movie. Just give up and invest in more long dinner shorts, my dude. Horror comedy isn't going anywhere anytime soon. In the capable hands of somewhat decent talent, the genre has proven itself to be beyond special. The key is for the writer or director, or whoever is calling the shots, to find a way to make the movie stand out. Many have done just that. Others have obviously failed. Right now, horror comedy is a niche, and one with a defining voice. And that's all the news I have for you for this week on C Plus News Time. Why don't you subscribe and check out one of our other videos? Of course, you can always head to the website cpluscomedy.com, where we've got so many things that it won't include a shirt and shoes, but maybe some service. You can always go follow us on Twitter at cpluscomedy. Follow me on Twitter at ChadBlackWhite. Like us on Facebook. Listen to the Constitutionalist podcast. And remember, stick and move, float like a butterfly, sting like a beaver?